Psychonauts is a video game, and this is a video looking at Easter eggs in Psychonauts. There will be spoilers. So right from the start, the developers have made sure to stuff this game full of neat details. Like, for example, if you sit through the opening credits at the title screen all the way till the end, the last text bubble will incredulously ask why you haven't pressed the button to begin. As you get into the game, if you look really close at the standard yellowish sky loading screen, you can actually see shapes resembling the two-headed baby mascot of Double Fine Productions. To make this easier, I've done some simple image correction, which might have made things look even creepier than usual. Whoops. Also, this is a bit more of a fun fact, but whenever you go into the loading screen of Raz falling into a vortex, usually from entering a brain space from the collective unconsciousness, you can actually control Raz's movement side to side, forward to back. It's neat. Now on to actual gameplay, there is a fun reference to be found right after you start a new playthrough. Before heading to Coach Oleander's basic braining, you'll want to follow the path to the right and press the interact button in front of the sealed tree stump.
Hey, there's a hole at the bottom of this stump. Wow, it's a tunnel that opens onto a system of catacombs.
If you don't know, this is a reference to a long-running joke in games made by Tim Schafer, which started in 1990 with The Secret of Monkey Island, where a mysterious stump would prompt you to install discs 22, 36, and 114 of a game that only shipped with 4 discs. Next, after entering Raz's psyche via the Brain Tumbler experiment, move into the carriage but don't break out of the egg. Sasha will try to guide you along.
Can you fight your way out? Strike out with your psychic fist, Rasputin, but carefully. Punch your way out, Rasputin. Now, hurry! This test is costing the taxpayers a lot of money.
Nice, I like where the priorities are at. Next, inside of Mila's dance party, there is an unsettling side area that you may or may not have already heard of. During the ascent through the tower, you can jump and float over to the side area, which Mila will try to convince you that it's not worth checking out. In the rooms are figments, a chest, and a memory vault. Opening the vault, we're presented with a short slideshow. In short, Mila used to work at an orphanage, happily caring for the children and generally having fun with them. While she was out getting groceries, she returned to find the orphanage in flames. Due to her psychic abilities, she heard the screams of the children as they, if you enter the toy chest, Raz will be dropped into a room lined with bars surrounded by nightmares of children. She clearly blames herself for what happened, but tries to not let it take over her mind. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, she remains a positive motherly influence for the children of the camp. So, moving on, here's something completely useless. While in the collective unconsciousness, if you use your levitation powers to float over here, you can actually see a single sign floating just out there that says, your name here. Neat. Also, when it comes to text, there is actually a cool cheat that is available through various input strings depending on which version you're playing on. The end result is having the game's text changed to late speak. It's pointless, but cool enough, I guess. Another ability you get in this game is clairvoyance, which lets Raz view himself through the eyes of various characters and things. Much like the mental vaults and the mental worlds, clairvoyance reveals a lot about the characters, in particular, how they see Raz, as he'll change forms to match however they perceive him. For example, Mila sees him as a little baby, something to be protected. Sasha views him as a younger version of himself, likely because he sees a lot of similarities between Raz and himself. Coach Oleander only sees a large, juicy brain, aka a simple resource worth utilizing. And the last of the main Psychonauts adults, Ford Kroller, sees Raz as a fully realized member of the Psychonauts, no doubt due to his unwavering faith in Raz's abilities. There is a bunch of different forms that you can see, so I suggest checking out yourself, but here's a few others I found interesting. The final boss of the game, the two-headed dad monster, views Raz as a two-headed combination of Raz and Mr. Bun, which vaguely resembles the Double Fine logo. And over in Black Velvetopia, the maidens, which can only be seen as arms reaching through a dark window, see Raz two different ways. First is a suspicious man in a trench coat, but if instead you hold a rose, you'll appear as a prince holding a rose. Interesting. Lastly, in the Milkman's Conspiracy, the G-Men will view Raz as a mysterious enigma by default, but if you hold any of the 8 objects found throughout the level, they'll view you as a grieving widow, a gardener, road worker, and so on. This level, in addition to being a generally neat place, is a great time to point out that Raz has different idle animations depending on the situation. With each of the disguised items, Raz will just sort of play along, sniff the flowers, try to plunge the floor, roll the air, inspect the rifle, and so on. In Gloria's Theater, if you idle long enough, Raz will wave to the crowd, taking a bow, and In Mila's dance party, Raz will eventually dance. Just look at her little psychotic knot go. And in Lungfishopolis, his idle animation is to inspect his feet and then wipe it on the ground, which makes a lot of sense considering all of the squishy citizens he tramples as Gogglor. On that topic, Lungfishopolis has a neat out-of-bounds Easter egg. While stomping around as Gogglor, if you take Raz to the island with the highest skyscrapers, go about here, an angular camera just right, it will actually go out of bounds and you can see a picture of a developer's partner they hid in the game. How sweet. Now, as you get to the end of the game, you'll get to a point where you'll need to rescue Mr. Pokelope and return him to Shigor. Before that last bit, you can actually travel back to camp, rebrand your fellow campers, and introduce Mr. Pokelope to all of them.
And I'm glad to see you made some new friends after all your old ones got the brains sucked out.
I'd like you to meet Mr. Pokelope.
Better go put that little guy somewhere safe. There's a war on right now, you know.
You know, turtles are just visitors from another galaxy who never left. Their shells are actually atmospheric re-entry heat shields. Oh, Mr. Pokelope, I wish I had a hard shell like yours around my heart.
Mister, don't you have any female friends you could introduce me to?
Pig!
Most are more respectful to the turtle than Raz himself, which,
Greetings, Mr.
I'd like you to meet.
honestly, yeah, fair enough. Related to that, the ultimate reward for reaching Psy Cadet rank 100, collecting all the stuff, is a bonus cutscene.
Oh, the insane asylum just blew up. But don't worry, Mr. Pokelope helped me save all the brains before it fell down.
Mr. Pokelope? Sam, is that you? It's me, Linda, from the lake.
Linda, I haven't seen you in ages. You look so different.
Yeah, I've put on a little weight.
Oh, you know I don't mind that one bit.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, so apparently the sapient lungfish and psychic turtle have some sort of prior relationship. Neat. Finally, during the final cutscene of the game, you can very briefly see a character wearing a long green cap peeking out from the outhouse. This is actually a character named D'Artagnan. Dart for short. Dart was the original concept for the game's protagonist. As explained in the Psychonauts retrospective, Dart looked too odd, not fitting the style they wanted for the game. While he never lasted long into development, there's a number of neat sketches of Dart detailing how he'd look, with one showing the concept for his monster form in Lungfishopolis, and others showing him in Coach Oleander's basic braining. Pretty neat. That said, I think that about covers it, so I'd like to finish off the video by thanking my channel members for their support, with especially big thanks to Christy Cuntras, Pseudonymous, Jermanger, The Weird Gamer, and Achilles Rhodes. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, maybe subscribe. I have more videos on my channel, and I hope you have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.